What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm back. I'm about to hit you with another Street Fighter 2 story from the 90s, the early 90s. Back in the day when I was a little big head nigga doing my thing in the arcades. Last time I did this, I was getting into Champion Edition of Street Fighter. I also kept saying Championship Edition, but it's not Championship Edition. It's Champion Edition. But before I get into that, I want to rewind a little bit because there's a couple of stories I skipped. Some new things popped into my head. Some old memories, not new things, but old memories came up. And yeah, about to get into it. I wasn't gonna do this because I was tired and I was about to go to bed. I've been up for, what is it? It's almost 36 hours now, or 32 hours. I can't even do math right now. I'm so out of it. I'm in like zombie mode right now. You know when you're really tired and you like pulled an all-nighter, you hung out with your friends, and then you come home and you just laying around messing around on the internet, you playing some video games or whatever, and you're tired but you don't doze off. Like your eyes are heavy and you do doze off, but you doze off for like 30 seconds and then you pop back up again, and you're on the verge of just passing the fuck out, but out of nowhere you just get some energy. It's like, I don't know, man, it's so fucking weird. It's like I was tired as fuck a couple of hours ago, and now I'm wide awake on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's 10:40 on the dot. And I say it's a beautiful Sunday morning because it's cloudy and it's cold. And I love that shit. I'm not a fan of that bright, sunny, birds chirping. These niggas are still chirping, but I don't know. I like clouds. I like when it's a cloudy day. It's just gray. It's not too gray where it's dreary and everything just looks sad and whatever. But anyways, let's get into these Street Fighter stories from back in the day. I'm going back to Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, and then later on I'll go back into the Champion Edition stories. But one of the things that popped into my mind while I was laying down earlier was this guy that came into the arcade one day. And I'll never forget it because this guy, I never seen him before. And in my pizza shop where we played our games, my pizza shop / arcade, my second home, majority of the times you seen faces you knew. So it was always the same faces, familiar faces, people from around the neighborhood, stuff like that. And of course, it's just majority of the time. I mean, of course you're going to get different people that's passing through or whatever and that want to stop by and grab some pizza. But this kid I never seen before. The thing is, this kid had one arm. He had one arm. And he was playing Street Fighter 2 World Warrior. And he was doing work. He was putting in work. He wasn't just like, I don't know, man. This just popped into my head and I started feeling a certain way because it's like, damn, man. It kind of puts things into perspective because, I bitch about stuff sometimes. I bitch. We all bitch at times. We all could be fucking douchebags when we want to be. We complain, something ain't going my way or something, life stinks today and shit like that. And I was just thinking like, damn, this dude had one arm and he was doing his thing in Street Fighter. And I mean, and he was using a Shoto too. He was using Ken Ryu. I can't remember, but I think it was Ryu. And he would do the excuse me. He would do the quarter circle forward real quick, and then slap the punch button. He did all of this, the whole motion with one arm. And it's not like he does that quarter circle forward and slaps the punch button and then, holds back or whatever. This dude was keeping busy, man, and busting the computers. And it was the pizza shop this day was empty at the time. It was just me and him. And I just stood there. I was on the second player side. I wasn't playing. I was watching. Like I said before, as those who listen know, I like to watch people play. If I wasn't playing, if I didn't have money, even if I did have money, it didn't matter. I just like watching people play, and I would give them tips or whatever. This dude did not need any tips. But I was just watching him do work, man. And I'm thinking, wow, what the fuck? What the fuck am I complaining about, man? This dude is doing his thing. And later on, I'm a bitch about, oh, I didn't get money today to buy something that I wanted. I wanted this toy and I didn't get money. Fuck life. Life sucks. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but this dude was doing, I mean, he jumped forward, hit the roundhouse, then would smack down on the joystick and hit roundhouse again for the jump roundhouse into sweep combination. And he really had to be fast with this. We all know how, how quick you got to be with the inputs, and when it comes to Street Fighter, everything happens in a split second. There's so much going on. The synapses in the head is sparking all over the place. Your brain is going 1,000 miles per second. You got to be ahead, 10 steps ahead of what's going on the screen. And this dude is just doing all of this, and it's like no break. The only breaks he got was when he was holding back, and then even then he really didn't have a break, because he got to be ready to punish something, or got to be ready to jump or something, get out the way or whatever. So his breaks was between rounds, and man, it just stuck him. That popped into my head like, yo, how the fuck I forget this, man? I didn't forget it, but it just slipped my mind for a minute. This dude was just doing hurricane kicks and shurikens, and it's like, I'm not exaggerating anything. This dude was putting in work, and there's been a couple of other people who brought this up. Those of you who keep a watch on things that's going on in the fighting game community, the FGC, you might have heard a story or two come from some other players. I remember NYC Furby, aka Arturo Sanchez, he brought up a story about a guy who had one arm that was playing. I don't really know how detailed his story was, but I do remember him telling a story about it. But it's like, wow, man. People all over the place with, from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different, ethnicities. They just, Street Fighter brings them together, man. Look at what's the name, man. Look at Broly Legs. For those who know what I'm talking about, Broly Legs, the guy who's handicapped. He plays Street Fighter. He means Chun-Li, and he's a godlike Chun-Li player. He could fuck up a lot of people out there who love playing the game. He plays with his fucking face, man. He plays with his tongue. He's disabled, and he doesn't have use of his limbs, and he plays with his fucking face, and he does the damn thing, and he does it in a creative way too, man. He has to, he has to map his buttons a certain way so he can do the things that he do. But he doesn't let it get him down, man. He does what he gotta do. Sometimes I just fucking hate myself when I complain. I'm gonna try to remember these things when I'm going through a shitty day and I'm like, oh, fuck everything. No, fuck me. I'm a douchebag. I gotta start being more positive. There's people out there that they were dealt a hand that is worse than mine, and they're getting through it. They're doing what they gotta do. You know? I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to get that out there. But that dude, he just popped up into my head, and I'm like, damn. I think Broly Legs got a book coming out, My Life Beyond the Floor, or something like that. Speaking about, his dealings with his handicap and the struggle and how to break through and be strong. That's a warrior right there, man. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that. And I remember when that kid lost, that kid with the one arm that I was standing next to, when he lost and he walked off, I told him, I was like, yo, man, you did good. And he was like, thanks. And he left, and I never seen him again. And I don't know what's going on with him right now, but man, he was doing the damn thing. And he just made me check myself for a second. And I check myself even when I slip up to this day and I'm complaining and bitching about something. Oh, you fucked up my food order, this and that. It's like, shut the fuck. I talk to myself like, what the fuck are you bitching about? That dude was playing Street Fighter, man, and doing the damn thing. I love shit like that, B. And on to another thing, different subject. I think the arcade was the first time a girl gave me some action. I know that's a totally different. I went from one extreme to the other. Well, it's not one extreme to the other. It's just different. I'ma just rant. I'ma just hop from one thing to the next because that's what this is. It's just me talking shit. But yeah. Arcade was the first time I got some action. At this time, I'm only like 12 still. Remember, this is before Champion Edition. This is still Street Fighter 2 World Warrior. And I remember I spazzed this day. I spazzed out this day because the arcade was packed. The arcade was packed as fuck. And this was on a weekend, on a Saturday. I remember this day. And of course the arcades was always packed on Saturdays. Like Friday it was packed, but people gotta head home. We still kids. We still 11, 12, some of us 13. We still gotta be home at a certain time. And that was back in the day when you would run home and catch the TGIF lineup. Thank God It's Friday. I remember they played, like, it had new Full House episodes and the new Family Matters and shit like that. But was those out at that time? It had to be. Well, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I know I had to be home. But Saturday, it was packed, and it was just like, it felt like it was a tournament going on that day or something. It wasn't a tournament or anything, but it was just on Saturdays. You bet your ass, arcades was packed. Cause for kids, that's our day off. For me, that was my only day off, really. I mean, you get out of school on Friday, then you ain't had the whole day to yourself. You had the rest of the day after school let out, which was 3:15. I don't know what the times are now, but it was 3:15 back then, or whatever, 2:40, and you can get on the bus, and by the time you get home, it's like 3:30 or whatever. But so Saturday was your day. It was all yours. The whole day was yours. And I should have spent that day doing homework and shit like that, but I'm a kid. I'm a little big head nigga. I'm gonna do what I want to do on my day off. I put in work Monday through Friday. Ain't nobody paying me for this shit. Oh, we are paying you. We paying you with an education. Yeah, whatever. It's my day, man. Don't bombard me with homework and take my time from Street Fighter.